All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We are back with another video. And this time, yes, it's another contest entry for Brian at braintwang. That is quite a handle for a YouTube channel, braintwang. And so Brian's got a great channel. I will leave a link to his contest below. And in fact, Brian's not doing just one, but he's got 4 contests that are going to be happening. So he has just launched the first one. Again, I'll leave a link to Brian's channel. And Brian mainly spotlights CDs and spotlights artists that don't often get a lot of showing or respect in the VC, or some artists, a little bit more obscure artists that don't get a lot of recognition in the VC. So check out Brian's channel; it's great. So he's got a contest happening. This is contest number 1, and basically it's show your tribute albums. Now it's interesting in the age of CD how tribute albums are pretty popular, and I know there's many that don't like tribute albums. For me, I don't really have a major problem with tribute albums. Some tribute albums are certainly better than others, for sure. So the idea of this contest is just show, I think, between 3 or 10 tribute albums. So let's get right to it. So we're going to kick things off with a Led Zeppelin tribute album. And I can't remember when this one exactly came out. The printing is so tiny on the back. But with a Led Zeppelin tribute, I mean, you knew they were going to have something like this eventually. But the list of artists included, which is kind of the downside for tribute albums, especially on the major label, they tend to have the most, mainstream artists do the tributes, that sort of thing. And on this one, though, for Led Zeppelin, they have artists like Hootie and the Blowfish, Four Non Blondes, Sheryl Crow, Stone Temple Pilots. You think they could have gotten a kind of a better roster of artists to do a tribute for Led Zeppelin. However, Robert Plant is featured on here along with Tori Amos doing Down by the Seaside. So Led Zeppelin tribute to start things off. In terms of tribute artists, this one does feature a lot of mainstream artists, but this really is a nice one. This is Tower of Song, the songs of Leonard Cohen. So you do have Don Henley, Elton John, Billy Joel, Bono, Tori Amos on this one, Peter Gabriel, Susan Vega. But for whatever reason, this one really works. I don't know. I just really enjoy listening to this one. I think this one came out in something like the mid to late 90s. But that's a really good one. Okay, I think Glenn Calloway showed this one. This is a Bob Dylan tribute, but this is for Amnesty International. And so this is the 4 CD set. So these are all Bob Dylan songs, an amazing 4 CD set. And I think this was in a couple of configurations, like a 2 CD and maybe a single CD set. So again, there's quite the varied list of artists on this one. I mean, you're getting Adele, Dave Matthews Band, Joan Baez, you got Pete Seeger, Sting, Sinead O'Connor, Mark Knopfler, Marianne Faithfull, Johnny Cash, Carly Simon, certainly songs that have been recorded over the years, Bob Dylan covers. But it's a good one. I mean, it's a lot of Dylan on this one. Four CDs worth, again, for Amnesty International. And this one came out in 2012, so not that old. Okay, another pretty mainstream one, but I guess interesting for all the tribute albums out there, this one was really credited for bringing the Eagles back together because I think they really enjoyed this tribute album, and it kind of got the band talking again when they were on, when they had broken up or were on a lengthy hiatus. But this country tribute to the Eagles, common thread, the songs of the Eagles, was pretty big. Travis Tritt's on here, Little Texas, Clint Black, Alan Jackson, to name just a few, Vince Gill, and of course then Vince Gill would wind up joining the Eagles. So that is a good one for that. Elton John tribute albums. My gosh, there are a few. This is the one that really comes to mind, Two Rooms. Just listening to this one the other day, because I really do like Phil Collins' version on this album of Burn Down the Mission. I really like the Phil Collins, and Phil Collins recently celebrated his 70th birthday today, or on the weekend, not today. But anyway, so Two Rooms, Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Again, this is pretty mainstream artists on this one. Eric Clapton, Kate Bush, The Who, Beach Boys. I mean, Wilson Phillips, Hall & Oates, Rod Stewart. As I mentioned, Phil Collins, Burn Down the Mission on here, but it works overall. And then just recently, with the Elton John movie Rocket Man, there's been not one, but 2 more tributes. So there's a revamp. This is reimagining the songs of Elton John and Bernie Taupin. And so on this one, this is more of the the pop or mainstream version. So Elton John is also featured on here with Pink on the track Benny and the Jets. But you have Ed Sheeran, Florence and the Machine, Mumford and Sons, The Killers, Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, all featured on this one. And then you have a country version that's called Restoration. This is reimagining the songs of Elton John and Bernie Taupin with largely a country feel. So you got Little Big Town on here, along with Miranda Lambert, Chris Stapleton, Leanne Womack, Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus also featured on here, Willie Nelson. So, boy, the Elton John tributes just keep coming. Okay, another tribute album. This is John Lennon, Instant Karma, Save Darfur. And this is another Amnesty International release. So this is all songs of Elton John covered by U2, REM, Lenny Kravitz, Aerosmith. A lot of fairly mainstream artists. So you got Green Day, Jack Johnson, Big and Rich, Black Eyed Peas. Interesting selection. This is a double CD set. And there you have that. How about a Black Sabbath tribute album? This one's not too bad. This is Nativity in Black, a tribute to Black Sabbath, 12 Sabbath classics, as recorded by Megadeth. Now, this one, they didn't get typical mainstream artists. So they got like Megadeth, White Zombie, Faith No More, and I believe also Rob Halford is featured on here. And I do believe Ozzy Osbourne is also featured on here as well. So Nativity in Black. Okay, now here's an obscure one. This is a Pink Floyd tribute album. Pink Floyd Redo or Redux, however you like to pronounce that, a new music experience. So this is 7 singers revisit the best of Pink Floyd, Canadian female singers. And ones you may not be familiar with, like Ali Slate, Sarah Slean, featured on here, Lulu Hughes. So these are Canadian female artists covering Pink Floyd. So they do Breathe, Wish You Were Here, Keep Talking, Learning to Fly, Us and Them, Another Brick in the Wall, Money, Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Not bad, not terrific, but something a little different in terms of a tribute album. I always think of this one. This is a great one. So this is a tribute to the Sun record label called Good Rockin' Tonight. This was in conjunction with the PBS special. So you got Paul McCartney, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, Elton John, Tom Petty, Brian Ferry, Bob Dylan, Eric Clapton. So you got a lot of the mainstream artists. But man, I mean, it's really good. It's really, really good. And this is a burn. I've never been able to find a copy of this, but this is a Gordon Lightfoot tribute. A tribute to Gordon Lightfoot. And this is a really nice album because they have a lot of Canadian artists with a tribute to Gordon Lightfoot, including Cowboy Junkies, Ron Sexsmith, also Bruce Cockburn, Blue Rodeo, to name just a few. Tragically Hip was featured on here. So a nice tribute to a Gordon Lightfoot called Beautiful. But I'd love to find I don't think it's ever been released on vinyl, but I'd love to find a decent CD copy of it. Okay, so that is my contest entry for contest number 1 for Brain Twang. As I mentioned, I will leave a link below. So more contests to come, of course, and thanks for dropping by. Take care.